Hi guys, Eric Pathy here at PickDawgz.com. You had a great day on Saturday. Not such a good day today, but that's the way the ball bounces. You're 14-9 for the weekend, whether you're an all-access member, whether you're a premium member. I just want to put it out there. When you get, people ask me as they join the all-access, they always say, oh, when I get the plays, when should I bet them? I'll defer to you, Al. When should they bet them?
I mean, if you can within 10 seconds, I'm saying that half joking, but half serious.
Right.
I was looking at our college football. There's this concept out there called closing line value. Many people will know what it is. I think it's a bunch of horseshit myself. The most important thing to me is return on investment. Do you win your games? Not are you betting on a team that when you bet on it, the line was 4.5 and it closed at 5.5. So you had positive closing line value of 1 point. Like, I don't really care about that stuff. I mean, yeah, it might correlate with winning, but at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is did you win?
Right.
But for people asking the question, when do you want to bet? Well, then it becomes important, right? Because like if our lines are better at the release than they are at the close, that illustrates you should bet them at the release and not at the close. For the college football season thus far, we've had 92.3% closing line value. We've had 24 games move with the way we were betting. We've had 2 games go the opposite way. And then we've had, I think, 2 or 4 games, I forget the exact number, not move at all.
So let's talk about the Miami, Florida. Let's talk about the Miami, Florida game. That was the game. The new client that joined, he said to me, "You put it out, I think, at like 14.5, and then it went to 17.5. It actually closed."
No. Miami, Florida against South Florida. That was one of the 2 games that went the other way. I put it out at minus 17.5. It closed at minus 17. So It moved a half point the other way. That was one of the 2 games this year that we did not have positive closing line value. We still won the game.
My point was it didn't matter because the final score was 49-12.
Well, I mean, obviously, most of the time the lines don't matter. That doesn't mean you don't want to get the best number. On average, Eric, I looked at the average game for us. So we're 19-9 in college football, 28 games. On average, our side has moved 1.39 points this year. So yeah, you'd rather have the point spread be 1.5 points better than, not. So you should bet them when I release them, but I understand people have lives. This is
I found a game. I'm sorry. I wasn't. It was Arizona State.
Oh, that line moved a lot.
So
and what was interesting, I think it closed at 18 or 18
and a 14, and when
it closed at 18.
It was 17.5.
And it closed at 18.
But they won 34-15.
Yeah, they won by 19. We covered by a point.
Right, exactly. So, if you join after the plays are released, obviously, if you're watching this video, you're not going to more than likely get the line because people.
My attitude is still bet them anyway.
Bet them anyway, because the reality is that that's the biggest thing is if you release the plays on Wednesday or Thursday and somebody joins Saturday morning because they're hot to trot, I understand you're going to get a lot more subscribers on a Saturday morning than you are on a Wednesday. So obviously I'm going to get the text, whoa, I just logged into Telegram. You just put me on. It's 14. Now it's 17.5. What should I do, Eric?
Bet it anyway. I mean, like I just mentioned, we've had 92.3% of our games have worse line value at the close than whatever. That doesn't mean we're not going to win the games.
There you go.
It doesn't. And yes, there's always a chance it lands exactly in the middle. Shit happens. It's you just deal with it. I mean, it can happen, but that's
Last question. Somebody asked me before we get to the complimentary selection. Does Al ever cancel a bet or not make a bet because the line moved too far away from his number? So I know you said bet it no matter what, as we're discussing.
Oh no, yeah, no, that's if it falls outside, if it knocks the play out of a system, it has. The game we've talked about over the years was that Indianapolis Colts, was it the Kansas City Chiefs, the 45-44 playoff game,
Right.
where the Colts were, my memory's foggy, but I think the Colts were, anyway, the line moved like 3 points or
But
whatever. I ended
week
up
to
I
week,
ended up
it's a
canceling it.
rarity.
It's, oh my god! I mean, it's so rare. It's like one time in. I mean, it may happen, once a year in 1,500 plays. I mean,
So
it's
if you're
not.
listening to this, guys, that's the answer. It's a rarity. We'll let you know when it happens. But more
But
than
one, but Eric, one of the reasons is that if a game is close to the number where it might fall out of a system, I don't release it. I hold back and I wait until those are the games that tend to be released later,
on
which
Telegram.
don't go to the pick. Yeah, so I might release it in the evening. They don't make the PickDawgz premium, but I'm waiting for certainty on where the line's going to be.
There you go, guys. So if you want to get access to the all access, like I said, opening week 14-9, not opening week this weekend 14-9. I think there's one game pending, and then we have a Monday night football game. You're watching this video on Monday. There's a doubleheader on Monday. Your complimentary selection is in the game that's not the Telegram release. So obviously the other matchup, if you want to get that matchup, call me. I can get you set up on Telegram where you can start rocking and rolling. 443-957-1006. On the other game that is not on Telegram, what are we doing in the Tampa Bay Houston game?
I'm going to take the points with Tampa. Tampa's off a win. Houston is off a loss. On Mondays, teams off wins do decent when they're matched up against an opponent off a loss, and especially if our team is a road underdog. They've gone 50-33 ATS. I think these two teams are pretty comparable. I'd rather have the 2.5 points than,
Now I know you can't see me, Al. You can't see me.
Yeah, I can't see. I'm looking at the odds.
I'm smiling. I got to do it. I do it for somebody watching this video at the first time. We understand. It's a rhetorical. So don't beat me up, Al. Should the guy buy it to 3? Because this is what I get. This is what I get. You don't understand. I get 30 texts tomorrow. I watch this video. Should I buy it to 3? Even if they're not clients, they'll text me and ask me that, Al.
No, I don't believe you should ever buy a half point on any game ever.
So the reason why is they're going to say, but it's a key number, Al. So,
well, but you're going to lay $1.30 for, and some will even make you lay $1.35. No, I mean,
there you go, guys. I'm just covering the basis because I looked at the 2.5 and I know what I'll get in terms of communication. So yeah, guys, yeah, he could have Tampa Bay plus 2.5 as his complimentary selection. They could get blown out. They could also lose by 3, and you'd say, oh, well, if I bought, but the times that happens, it's negated where you're going to just kill yourself with the juice.
You laid, I looked it up. Not for 2024, but for 2023. I looked at all 285 NFL games. And again, this is, my memory is 1 year later. I'm trying to remember what it was.
Right.
Basically, you would have clawed back by buying a half point on every one of those 285 games. You would have gotten maybe 16 net wins from that, but in juice, you would have laid 24 games of juice extra. So yeah, like it just kind of illustrates that, what is a half point worth? Like 67 cents on the dollar, roughly. So you're going to pay $1 for 67 cents. It's just, you just have to have discipline. I mean, the reality is that people feel more comfortable during the game. Obviously you'd rather have 7 than 6.5. Right. So it makes you feel more comfortable, but doesn't put more money in your pocket.
Right.
So what's the, just shop around, get the, people would be better served by having 3 books And maybe if the lines are all 6.5, but maybe one book has -105 and the other books have -110, you save a nickel by
Right.
having 3 books and you bet it at -105. That's you're going to do a lot better that way than like buying it from 6.5 to 7 and laying $1.20.
Hope you guys learned something. Reach out to me for the all access Tampa Bay +2.5. Do not buy that half a point. If you want to get the other play, which is the release on Telegram and on PickDawgz Premium, but you get it with me with the rating release, reach out. I'm here for you. And as always, good day and good luck.